Welcome to episode 77, issue 77 of the Dragon's Tome. My name's Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Chopper.
Oh, you didn't fight over it that time. Usually you fight over who gets to say it second.
We're professionals, Robert. We're
Yes,
professionals.
Real professionals. I don't know.
real professional.
I do not even think that there was ever an argument. We just kind of fall into place.
77 episodes, and we've got it down pat. It's almost like we've done this before.
It's true.
Not at all. September 1983. This is September. We got on the cover is Jerry Eaton's picture of a wall of fire spell, supposedly.
Is that what it is?
Yep, that's what the description says.
I'm trying to figure out what these guys are. Are they just regular human guards, or are these like hobgoblins, or what are they?
He's burning halflings alive.
Yeah, there's
Are they
there's some
gnomes?
issues.
Are they gnomes? Maybe they're gnomes.
They're a little too not stocky enough for gnomes, I don't think.
I don't know.
The proportions say either humans or halflings. I think they might
or
be just humans.
dwarves.
No, they're not stocky.
They might be. I think they might be humans. They just.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the wizard's way far away. That's all. Anyways, how do you think about this cover?
As far as covers go, it would rank. All right. It's a little all right.
It could be
It's
worse.
very dark. It's very dark though. Even the fire is dark.
There's not much contrast. Fire should be bright. You're right.
Yeah.
As people being immolated, they should be
Like the background's dark. You can't make out any of the detail of that statue or the wizard. It's just dark all around.
At first glance, I was of the opinion, because the wizard does look shocked, I was
Yeah.
of the opinion that the statue had belched fire all over what
I
might have been
was-
his friends.
I
Yeah,
was
that-
thinking the same thing too.
yeah. That's the description changes everything. But you're right. The wizard does look like, oh my god, what happened? Well, there was a funny story about a wall of fire that me and Jack had in a game where our magic user did do this to a bunch of citizens by mistake. So I could see the
You've
shocked
mentioned it-
look on his face.
On the show.
Have we mentioned it before?
Yes, you have. It must have seared itself into your memories because,
Literally.
yeah.
But it's wall of fire. Yeah. So that's
Not
that.
horrible, but could be better.
Jerry Eaton. Never heard of him.
I mean, consider that now we're getting splashed with Clyde Caldwell all over the place.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
the bar has been raised yet again.
that's true.
We are spoiled at this point.
That is true. We are spoiled.
And
Who's gonna
I understand that I am a fan. I'm more willing to like dip my toes into whimsy than the two of you, where art goes. But art is subjective, and everyone can have an opinion. But we are at the heyday, so like everyone should bask in the fact that we have
We're coming into the heyday at least,
the quality that we do. Yeah, yeah.
because pretty soon we're gonna get things like Elmore and stuff on the cover. So, yeah. Who's gonna go first? Let's see. Pat's wearing red, so he can just go first.
Oh, wow, that's weird. All right, so then let's go to page 16.
16.
It's a bit odd this far in to start bringing a color-coded system to the podcast.
You never got the memo, I guess.
Seems almost arbitrary. I'm not going to say arbitrary, but seems almost arbitrary.
Well,
All right.
it's the way the world works, Jack.
I guess so.
So we continue on with my biology lessons of monsters, and we move on to the ecology of the unicorn this time. This one is not as good as all the other ecologies. This one is told by the perspective of a dryad, which is kind of just weird, fey mumbo jumbo magical talk about what a unicorn is or isn't. It's got that very kung fu-esque circular talk throughout the whole thing.
Its lips aren't matching its.
Yeah, I mean,
Speaking.
it is all right. I mean, it's very, I mean, it's weird to say it like this because we are talking about fantasy creatures and the ecology of those said fantasy creatures, but this one seems just a little bit more out there than the rest of them.
The fiction a little extra
Yeah,
fictitious.
it was very circular talk. I don't know if that's just the way they're trying to make kind of Fey talk work, but it wasn't the best of the ecologies out there.
Well, there you go.
So
Let's start on a downer. I shouldn't have picked Pat, Jack.
I have a football boy on my shirt. Does that mean I go second?
I couldn't see that. Otherwise, you could have gone first.
Yeah.
It's just out of frame. You can go second then, Jack. Where are we going after the downer that is Pat
Okay.
hating
it
on
wasn't that,
unicorns?
I didn't hate it. I'm just saying it wasn't the best of the ecologies.
He's crying now.
I am. You should hurt my feelings.
Just before we started, when Pat said, "Okay, let's get this show on the road. We got to get these stupid idiots their pablum, like they eat their cereal while they're watching our stupid show." I was like, "Oh my god, that sets the bar. Like that really sets the tone." And now
never say anything about
he's
cereal.
a bad person.
you never say anything about cereal. Okay, if we could please go to page 20 of the PDF.
Oh, this is also mine.
This is one of mine
Places.
too. One of them.
I will say that this magazine didn't have a whole heck of a lot in it. It wasn't the worst.
There's a giant elephant in the room that I'll be talking about next. But
Okay, because you are in fact wearing a tartan, so that makes you go third by the this new system we have. What this is basically is it says curses. It's more seeds, adventure seeds. Like you pick up a scroll, you read it. Oh my god, it's cursed. This happens, and it's a very well laid out article that kind of says, "Oh well, their items teleport to a different area or whatever." It's in a way a very story driven way to not railroad, but to kind of do things to liven stuff up. None of them are particularly cruel, except number 9. Number 9 in my notes, if we want to look down, a familiar or similar animal in the party, say a pack mule or a warhorse, is promptly injured by a freak accident. Now, come on. Do we need to start hurting dogs in D&D?
yes,
it's true.
The rest are great. The rest are very interesting. Some of them were like, oh, that would be especially if you needed to get the PCs someplace.
Yeah, I think they were just cursed enough to be curses, but nothing too crazy that you'd have to spend your time.
Yeah,
or trying to get rid of it.
Also, a lot of the articles we read is one of the things would be instant death, or like none of these kill you. They're just annoying, or they're like Jack said, cause you to have to go on a little adventure to get your stuff back, but yeah, none of them are like some. There's definitely, as we'll be talking about next, there's definitely lists of things that'll just destroy characters. Where this is like, a little fun little. I said it's a fun little quick, not so serious curses.
Yeah, I mean, there's like I said, most of them, like Jack said too, most of them were nice little curses, but a few are pretty vindictive. And you picked number 9 as an example. I picked number 14 or 15.
Turn to stone, yeah.
Just turn to stone.
But only lasts 1 to 4 turns. Usually, turn to stone would be like 1 to 4 months. And you're like,
but you still have to make the survival shock roll to see if you live the transformation. Yeah. So if you don't make that roll, then you die.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not as horrible as some of the lists, that's for sure.
No. I like the blink one though, where you just blink for 5 to 20 rounds randomly.
Oh yeah, it's always funny. Yep, there's some funny ones too. Yeah. But yeah, usually these kind of lists would be like for so long that it's like takes that character out of commission for like the whole game. It's like, well,
I mean, some of these curses that you've seen in some of the modules, like I'll even use Tome Horus, for example. I mean, one of the curses on those things is that you turn to the opposite sex.
Well, at least it didn't kill you.
That's a classic. Yeah. No, but we've had many articles where it was very confrontational between the DM and the character, especially at the higher levels when they were like, your characters,
We want to kill them off.
yeah, it's time for your character to go away. And I know it's beloved, and I know it's, so we're going to do this with grace and dignity. You are trapped in a prison that you can't escape. Goodbye. Like, it's one of those things. This seems more of a, story hook or a,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Or just a little reminder, hey, you're not above reproach.
Yeah, if someone does something wrong, you throw one of these curses at them. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, the thief that is always stealing all the treasure.
This
I'll
time,
open up his chest. Oh, there's a scroll. I'm going to read it.
no,
Or-
you're cursed.
Or a paladin who doesn't follow his god, God just shoots one of these curses at him. Okay, we're gonna. Speaking of cursed things, we're gonna go to page 8-6 in the PDF, the Tarot of Many Things.
Page 8 in the PDF or page 6?
8-6 in the real magazine. This thing is crazy because it goes for 16 pages, full pages.
It's a long.
It's a lot.
Couldn't
It's a
get through
lot.
it all.
Most of it is just literally the book that comes in a tarot deck. Like, it's describing what all the arcana does and the reversed and all the meanings and everything. And then a little blurb on each one is what effect it would have on the person who draws the card. It's like a deck of many things. It's a whole deck of tarot cards. You draw a card, it does something to you. But usually in these decks, it's like 50-50 good and evil. Like, it's either good and you're like, okay, that it's worth the chance. This thing, you read through them, hardly any of them are good. Like, and some of them are horribly bad.
Yeah.
Like destroying your character bad, reducing to level 1 again, or like so many. Like, the one turns you into a different creature, and you can't have your if that creature can't have your character class, you're just a level 1 creature now. That's what you are. Like, it's like terrible. So there's a few good things. Like, some of them give you like pluses or minuses to stats or saving throws, but there's also permanent insanity and death all abound in these 72 cards. So
It is rife with
Oh.
bad.
Yeah. I was the same way. I was like, oh my God, none of these are good.
yeah, no, and it does describe every single card, which with a picture. So it goes
Yeah.
on way too long. Like, they could have literally cut out the tarot part. If you want to learn tarot, buy a tarot deck. It comes a little pamphlet,
Little
tells
book.
you. Yeah,
Exactly.
cut all that out. This would have been like a five pager, and it would have been great. The chariot is one of the ones I always pointed out, because the reversed effect of a chariot is wasting disease only cured by making a potion from 2 different sphinx's brains, or death within 49 days. How are you going to find one sphinx, let alone 2? Do you have to make this potion out of? Like, yeah. And the whole thing is, like, the deck of many things. There is quite a few good things in there. That's why you want to pull, right? This
Yeah.
thing it's way too much bad, not enough good to make it worth it. And there's like one thing you can pull, like 1 to 3 cards. Like, why the hell would you ever pull more than one card if you had to? Like, if you're forced to pull a card, don't pull more than one card. Like, it's just crazy.
My thought was that if you had a tarot deck laying around, so that it would be more convenient, because the deck of many things you had to make your own, basically.
Yeah.
And most people I knew made their own. They got the deck of 52 playing cards, and they
Or assign
either
the cards to
glued
them.
over or
Yeah.
assigned over, or it made a chart, whatever it was. My thought was, well, if they've already got the tarot cards laying around, they probably know what each one is. It's not something you would just
You don't buy just a
have
deck.
around and-
Yeah, you buy a deck in a pack with it always has the descriptions.
a little book and the little thing. But when you get down to it, given my druthers as a character, knowing what the possibilities were, I wouldn't have pulled a single card.
No.
Deck of
And-
many things I've always turned my
Yeah.
nose up at. Never
Yeah,
mind.
But I like deck of many things. It's nice and random. But this is just evil. Like, all the like, obviously everything they really theme it to the cards, which is good. But like, almost to a fault, they theme it to the cards, because a lot of them are like, even if you draw the reverse, it's just as bad as the normal. Like, usually it's their opposite meanings, but they find a way to make them both bad. So it's like, Jesus. Like, they should at least done one is chance is good, one chance is bad, right? Like, that should be 50-50. It should be, because I think also the moment you find it, you have to draw a card too if you look at it. I think that's another thing. So it's forcing you to draw at least one card. But yeah, that's pretty much you want to kill off the characters because they're bad. There's no good ones in here.
You've pulled the death card. No, it's actually good.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Except for now it is actually bad. Oh,
It is a
no.
good. Death is the one that your body bursts into flames and you get reborn as another creature, and that's when you have to get started at level 1. And then I think the reverse of it is the exact same thing happens. Oh no, reverse is it's slow is put on you for the rest of your life. So that's all. Like it's terrible. All of them are horrible.
But they all come with frozen yogurt, so that's good.
Well, there you go. But man, yeah, like the devil. If you pull a devil, it's the devil attacks you. He's
Nice.
how many
Which
hit dice?
one?
He's like huge hit dice. Devil of the tarot deck he is, but it's a crazy hit dice, and it's just yeah. None of them are good. Most of them are bad. Some of them might give you +1 to your stats. Like if one gave you like 18s across the board, it'd be like, well, I guess it's chance 172 chance. But no, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get +1 strength, or I can get murdered. I'm not doing that. But it takes up a lot of this book. What was it? 86 pages, and 16 of them are I don't know what percentages is, but that's a lot of
Well,
percentage.
it's 16, but it's scattered throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, but that's why I counted them. There's 16 pages. So fun idea, poor execution, and way too long because you don't have to describe every single card and its meaning and it's what's on the cover card because you have a picture, eh? And yeah, it's crazy. This person obviously loves tarot. I love tarot. I thought it was a little too much. Anyways, that was mine. Who's that? Back to Pat.
Back to me. All right, so we did curses. So let's move to page 22.
This is my other one too.
We talked to Mr. Richard Fischera and his nasty additions to the DM's arsenals. Basically, just some cursed items not found in the DM's guide. And these also are nice little curses, but there are also, again, a few here that are pretty vindictive too.
But most of them are just like, it's kind of funny. Like
Yes.
Helm of Enemy non-detection, so you
Yes.
you can't you fail your checks and see if there's someone there all the time.
Exactly. Basically, when you put it on, when it detects an enemy, or I think when fire puts it on, the thing clams shut and you can't see out of it.
Yeah, that's another funny one. Yeah, and the medallion protects from thieves, which is great. Except if you have a thief in your
Yes.
party, you get screwed.
Yeah.
That was my favorite one where it was 30 feet. And if, oh, this is great. I'm not going to get pickpocketed. But every time your buddy's trying to, pick
Yeah.
locks or do anything. Yeah.
The one I really liked was the Ring of Hypochondria.
Yeah, that's pretty funny too. You always think you have a disease.
That's a great role playing one curse to be doing.
The arrows of conscientious objection is pretty funny too, because you put them in with your other arrows, it automatically disappears into those arrows, and just randomly an arrow just will not hit a target. It'll refuse to hit the target. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And you can't get rid of them because they mixed in with the rest of you have to like try to figure out which ones are the magical ones. Yeah, pretty funny stuff. Like it, once again, fun little article.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was this nice little thing.
And none of them just murder you. Like the Hamlet just doesn't flap down and shoot your eyes out or something.
No, I mean, I think the closest one is the Dagger of Monster Calling that just calls monsters.
It just screams, yeah.
Yeah.
No, funny stuff. Yeah, that's a nice quick one. Jack, do you have another one?
That was mine. So in the stead, I'm just going to say that at the time of airing of this here broadcast, it will be someone's birthday. So I just wanted to maybe bring that up. Pat, like my birthday's in December, so it's not me. Pat, what about
Mine's in March.
We missed Pat's birthday.
March?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Pat's
No.
birthday.
So
We ignored my birthday.
So
I
if anyone
think
wants
we
to-
shouldn't talk about my birthday if we didn't talk about Pat's birthday. That's just being rude.
oh, okay. Well then, yeah, no, I'm out. It's ad time for me when you guys are ready.
Pat, do you have any more?
I have one more.
Oh, good, because I don't have any more either. You guys took mine too.
36
36.
or 35.
35. King of the Tabletop.
King of the Tabletop. This is another Tom Wom game that me and my friends actually enjoyed to play.
You actually played it?
Yeah, because it started. It's kind of almost a full blown 4X game in the beginning. It's like the first parts of a 4X game before 4X was 4X. You know, you get land, you build up your land, you make money off your land, then you fight and try and destroy other people's lands.
Land.
And so it was a full blown kind of city war game in a sense, and city planning kind of a thing. So we thought it was one of those ones that one of the few that we enjoyed again. As I feel like these games that they come in here get better, a little bit better, a little more game focused, and not so much lighthearted, humorish. You know, like Snits.
A little crunchier, a little more real gameish.
Yeah.
Oh, Trampier did all the chits, which is funny.
Yes,
They're at
and
the back of the magazine, I believe.
well, you didn't get a chance to meet him. Old Jeff Leeson, who runs the Dungeon Shop, also had a part in developing this game.
Oh yeah.
His name shows up in the list.
Fun. That's
So
King of the Tabletop. I like how you guys actually played these little games.
yeah, I mean, it was free games. You're like, hey, free game, let's try it out. This was actually kind of fun. All right, let's glue these paper tokens on the cardboard now, and cut them out so that they're all not square but angled funny because we didn't cut straight.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You actually cut up your magazine, or did you photocopy it?
We photocopied it.
Yeah. I do like that. On the opposite of all the player mats is ads, so you wouldn't be losing anything if
Yes.
you rip the player mats out of the book. I noticed that. I was like, why is there so many ads? Oh, it's because every player mat. Yeah. Yes, King of the Tabletop. Never got released in any other form, unlike some of these other games.
No, which is too bad. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah,
It could have been.
Yeah, it takes up quite a bit of this magazine also, so that's why there's not much we can talk about this magazine. So
Yeah, it was a lot of a lot of tarot and a lot of game in this one.
yeah, and curses is the other huge part. Might as well go to Jack. Jack, what's your first ad then?
Okay, if we could go to page 40, which is real close, real close.
40.
Yes, we have an ad for Aries magazine on the right-hand side there, and it says strategy and tactics, S&T, and Aries are trademarks of TSR Hobbies because, as we know, and as we've covered, and as history has told, TSR now owns this magazine, and this is going to be the science fiction wing of the TSR two-bladed bat'leth, as it were. And now we're seeing ads for this. I still, when we talked about this earlier, I remembered the Aries logo. Like I remembered that particular AADE and whatnot. But I don't know if I
we discussed it doesn't last that long, but I definitely never saw one of these magazines in a store.
Yeah,
I
I
saw
never
a couple, but
wild, so that's why I'm bringing it up. I think we said it was like 2 years, and then it gets amalgamated in with Dragon at some point.
Like that. Yeah,
and
I
that's
mean,
probably
in all
where
honesty, it never occurred to me, or I don't think I ever noticed in my readings of Dragon that they were splitting it up. I just saw another magazine on the rack.
It lasted so short that I think that it really didn't affect too much. It still has Top Secret in here, so that was always what was in here anyway. So it never really had Traveler articles. They had some Gamma World into Metamorphosis Alpha and that kind of stuff, but that's the only thing that we're missing really from not having it. Later, obviously, there's a lot more science fiction comes into it, so we'll see when that happens. But Strategy and Tactics, I definitely remember that magazine, but I always thought it was always a historical one, and I was never interested in that one. So
I remember seeing a Metamorphosis Alpha. It was like a book of some sort to some place just recently.
There's a collector's edition.
And Pat never bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been. Yeah, I think someone should have picked that up.
I first said next time I go back in there, if it's still there, maybe I'll get it.
You say that a lot. You do it on purpose because you know that it's sold usually.
Well, I got to, because if I don't, I'll be buying all this crap.
His horde would increase exponentially.
Yeah.
So,
So yes, that was my ad. A ad for the Aries magazine that now will be the sci-fi wing of the fantasy. The yin to the
for 2 more
yang
years.
For a few
for a
years
couple
at
years.
least. Yeah. My ad is on page 6. And that,
6?
is that your ad too, Pat?
No, I mean, that's way back the other way.
6 is it's because an ad for the Dungeon Hobby Shop, which I thought
No,
was
look at that.
pretty cool. I amazingly, I don't think we've had an ad for, probably have small ones for the dungeon, but this is a nice quarters ad. They're saying they have the probabilities indicate we stock every imaginable role playing game, which back then probably not that hard.
No.
Nowadays that would be impossible.
Especially since it was the TSR store, anyways. The TSR office is right above it.
Yeah. Yep. When we visited Lake Geneva, we saw where it was, and the old Dungeon Hobby Shop. Too bad it's no longer there. It's now, what is it? I don't even know. It's a hotel or something.
I think it's a chocolate store.
Is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
A chocolatier. So there you
some
go.
confectionaries.
So that's all I just wanted to point out. A Dungeon Hobby Shop. It's hard to say.
All right.
What's your ad there, Pat? Before you fall asleep.
63.
63.
I'd just like to point out that the Dragonbone dice wand is still available.
Okay.
Same price. The price hasn't gone up.
Yep. It's got a 1-year guarantee to last, so.
2 colors now. Charcoal and bone.
They've always had 2 colors, though.
Oh, I thought it was always just bone.
But what they didn't tell you before is that it was automatically turns off.
It probably didn't have that before, and that was probably burned through batteries.
Your 2 D cell batteries just burnt out over a weekend.
No, I can see these things using C cells.
Oh man, that'd be funny. You gotta buy one just to see it.
If I could find one that's not super overtly expensive, I would.
Yeah, Dragon Bones. Anybody else have any more ads?
I got 2 more.
Oh, jeez.
What?
You're on fire, Pat. What's your other ad?
I'm dedicated. Second one, page 66. A list of all your favorite fantasy stores, and I just like to point out, in Illinois, is the first sighting of you guys' favorite store.
Illinois. Where's I? I can't find I.
It comes after Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii. Yeah, Games Plus. There it is. We might in the future have more on Games Plus.
Yeah, this is probably one of the oldest game stores in the Chicagoland area.
We go there as a trip every time we're in Chicago. We have to go to Games Plus at least once.
Still around.
That's coincidentally is where Jack was mentioning the Metamorphosis Alpha. That's where it was.
That's true. That's where the Metamorphosis Alpha. If so, anyone's looking for a collector's edition Metamorphosis Alpha,
don't go there. That's Pat's. That's Pat's copy.
Big, lovely looking book. Like it was a sizable.
It's in pretty good condition too.
Yeah.
I wonder what year that came out.
Who knows?
What's your other ad?
Anymore? All right, then let's go. Let's close this out with page 71 before I die of tuberculosis.
Oh.
So,
Lunger.
this is the I'm real Huckleberry.
Yeah.
The best ad in here is now D&D starting to come into its own, and everyone's an artist. So now I'm going to start hiring my services to draw your character portrait to go in the little box in the character sheet.
That was always a thing in these dragons.
Always.
Yep.
If you went to a gaming convention, you went to, there was multiple people. And it must have done business.
It still
like
does.
when
There's still people in conventions drawing character portraits. It's still, to this day, it's still there.
I'm not a good artist, so the way I work myself around drawing my character in my little character depiction box on my D&D sheet is I would just draw a close-up of an eye and say, there's my character. It's a zoom.
Patrick. Nowadays, you just steal something off of Google.
Oh, the interwebs.
You use an AI to give them the description and let it do its work.
It's true.
I'm amazed, Pat, you didn't mention the electronic dice kit right next to it.
Well, that's the old one. That one was that's old news. That got replaced by the wand years ago.
The ones,
Yeah.
this one, I don't know. It looks like it's like a calculator. It's got a lot of
Remember,
Well,
this is the one.
stuff.
You have to do that.
This is the one I pointed out first. That you either buy, you have to put it together yourself, or you have to buy it completed.
Or you can buy just the plans too.
Yeah, and
If you want to source everything out. It's crazy.
But one of the things I pointed out is that this thing looks about the size of a cell phone.
It's hard to tell, but yeah, I bet it's quite large. I think the wand's quite large too, though. So we can't.
It's about the size of a remote control for sure.
Well, I don't know.
There's only one way to find out.
That's right.
Well,
we'll never know.
If you look at the ad, there's a hand.
Yeah, well, it could be a child's hand. It could be a giant's hand. We don't know who's
That is a drawing. I don't think.
It's a comparison hand.
It's Magic Johnson's hand for all we know. He's their spokesperson.
Who may have been
He was
an
probably a
adolescent
child.
at that
Yeah,
point.
maybe. Yeah.
No, I think at this point he is either finishing college or getting ready to join the Lakers.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it was 80. Yeah, this is 83.
83?
Yeah.
Really? Like if we're talking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or something like that, I would say, yeah.
Don't make me look up Magic Johnson. I don't want to do that on a D&D
I'm going to look
podcast.
it right now.
Okay, well, the two of you do that. And
I'll wrap it up here. We're going to go back to the cover and say, this was a short one because, yeah, there was a lot of big articles in this one. But if you ever need to know everything you ever want to know about tarot, it's right in here, in this magazine, number 77. Or you can buy a tarot deck. It's all in there, too. Yeah. Anything else you want to say, Jack? Well, we're vamping while Pat looks up information.
No, I think we hit all the talking points. Your birthday is when this is airing. Pat wanted to get this out so that the mouth breathers could have something to look at while they were not thinking about things.
Pablum,
and,
I believe the word you're looking for is
Just
pablum.
so you know, he was with the Lakers from 79 to 81.
Oh, so he was already done? Oh, 91.
79 to 91.
So it's the middle of his career. There you go.
Yeah.
I was incorrect. I apologize to Magic Johnson, and probably the worst thing that's ever happened to him is I misquoted when his career was.
Big reference in a Dragon magazine podcast is probably the worst thing that's ever happened to him.
Poor guy.
I apologize.
That's the highlight of his post career.
Anyways, I've been Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Chopper.
Please like, share, subscribe. Join us on the YouTubes. That's where we live. That's where you're watching us. Where else are you going to join us? We are on Facebook and Twitter and things like that. You can find us. It's a game. Try to find us.
Try to find us.
Until next time, have fun. Keep rolling 8s.
Keep rolling. Whoa, wait a minute. Who says that?
I stole that. Keep rolling 20s.
No. Keep breathing fire.
Oh, I thought he was going to mouth breathing. This guy.
Keep breathing fire. I was making reference to a dragon.
This guy. Mouth breathers.
Keep your wings flapping.
Flappity flap.
Bye-bye.
Jack's like, let's get out of here.